The first rule of Fight Club is, you don't talk about Fight Club.
Movie tie-in games are a rare breed these days and feel like a relic of a time long gone by. Some of them do their best and follow the story of the original movie while trying to add in more content here and there by putting the characters in situations that have never happened in their respective films. Others decide to make an entirely original story and show us what happened to the heroes after their grand adventure was over. And then there's Fight Club. Why, how, and where were just some of the questions that I was asking myself during the playthrough. But anyway, here's the story mode of one of the most random movie tie-in games that was 5 years late to the party.
I want you to hit me as hard as you can.
First we need to name our hero and select his fighting style. Not that it makes that big of a difference. Can you imagine that the developers had the audacity to think that someone would be stupid enough to replay the same 11 fights, not once, not twice, but thrice, just to see the different fighting styles? And yeah, the whole story is just 11 fights. Since the story, if you can call it that, basically revolves around our hero running in circles in his misguided pursuit of Tyler Durden, I'll do my best to add at least some backstory to the poor sods that we faced during this shit show of a game. Having considered all my options, I went with the name Knobhead. Balland was a close second, in case you were wondering. And so began the journey of Knobhead, with our first stop being some random basement where the first guy we meet insults us for no reason.
Hey, I'm looking for Tyler.
Fucking virgin.
Yeah, thanks man, very cool. On a serious note, gameplay-wise it's a capable Tekken ripoff with responsive controls and short, fast-paced fights. You have your weak and strong punches, kicks, blocks, and even special moves that I have no idea how to perform and couldn't find a combo list, so don't expect to see much variety from me in terms of combat. Go ask someone like JDCR to show you how to do the drunk hobo special juggle combo in this game. That is if JDCR will ever touch this abomination. After taking care of some random nobody, Knobhead gets confronted by Wolverine from Wish. You know what's funny? Before getting my hands on this marvelous piece of shit, I read a forum post where someone unironically wrote, "This isn't your cartoony flashy Tekken and Street Fighter, no. This is a fighting game for real man with no bullshit combat." Oh, it's no bullshit combat alright. More like elephant shit if you ask me. But I gotta hand it to this game, it does get pretty violent and pretty fast. Since the only finishing move that I figured out was the Armbreaker, that's what I decided to stick with, so expect to see more from Armbreaker Knobhead. Having his arm broken, Wolverine requested a beer in order to regenerate the shattered bone, and gave us the address of the mother base. Nope, unfortunately not that one. Honestly, the dialogue in this game feels like it was written by a 10-year-old after 1 week of playing an old-school Modern Warfare 2 lobby. I can't recall the last time I've heard the word fuck being used as frequently as in this game. It's as if the writers, if you can call them writers, vocabulary consisted of about 20 to 30 words, and the rest they had to check up online. If there's one good thing about the Fight Club game, is that it actually encouraged these poor souls to educate themselves and learn a few new words.
Don't worry about that.
Anyway, after breaking the fat bastard's arm and awkwardly kicking him in the ribs, Knobhead sets his sights on Seattle, where Tyler is getting the latest shipment for the project.
You say we get to know each other a little better.
It was there that Knobhead got his first taste of defeat, at the hands of Mr. Liu, who tossed him around like a sack of shit. He even used Knobhead's special move against him, and many a times he did that. Even the mighty Liu eventually couldn't resist the stubborn Knobhead, and ran face first into his fist. Next stop, San Francisco. Where did Knobhead get the money for this much traveling, you may ask? I don't know. After a close-fought battle with the mechanic, Knobhead finished him off with the Armbreaker and was sent back to the house to meet Tyler Durden. You still with me? Okay, let's continue. Back at the house, Knobhead is confronted by Angel Face, who you might know from the movie, but wouldn't recognize if I didn't tell you it was him. After breaking Angel Face's arm, we get a long cutscene explaining how Knobhead swapped the obsession of blowing his brains out for an obsession with Tyler Durden, another pointless crap. Here we get the first look at Jack, not portrayed by Edward Norton, and find a new destination to beat someone up, the airport. Having defeated a Chinese man by kicking him in the dick, Knobhead gets his first proper assignment from the club. Go to a restaurant in Miami and talk to the bartender. Now, what kind of task might the bartender have in store for good old Knobhead? Why, it's very simple. Beat up a man enjoying his meal at the same fine establishment. It's interesting to point out how both Knobhead and Chemical Guy had the time to not only take off the shirts and suit off, but also the shoes and socks. Must have been quite a sight under that table. And as you would expect at this point, the Knobhead Armbreaker strikes again, and indeed it is a broken arm for a broken deal, just like Tyler wanted. Next.
Who the fucking hell do you think you are?
Atlanta it is. A rather short trip to show the new club members how things are done. And we all know how Knobhead takes care of business.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Finally, a hero's welcome and a glorious return to the house, where once again Knobhead has to face his arch-nemesis Angelface, who miraculously healed his arm in a matter of days. But that's not for long, as it's just another day at the office for Armbreaker Knobhead. Having cleared the path for the project, Knobhead set his sights on the last man required to change everything, the last missing piece in the puzzle. Jack. And there he was, the final boss, the Shao Kahn of Fight Club, the Devil Kazuya, the Akuma, the M. Bison. Jack. I'd honestly rather let the next part play out, as I really was lost for words when I saw this during the playthrough.
You little fucking pansy.
Tyler's the only sane person on the planet.
Yeah. I was there when we made that shit up. Me and Tyler. Tyler and me. Don't you see it? We're the...
Don't you go telling. Don't you say it.
I'll tell anyone I goddamn want to.
He doesn't know. He has no idea. You really have no idea, do you?
No, he doesn't. You don't, do you?
I know what I need to know. I know the project can't happen unless you're there. I need to bring you in.
I don't have time for this.
Don't listen to this wussy.
I have to stop Tyler.
I'm here to help Tyler. I'm gonna stop you. You're coming with me.
The fuck I am.
Holy shit. I think I've spent the same amount of time trying to put this fucker down as I've spent playing the rest of the game up to this point. This fight took all of my knowledge of this game to complete. I don't think I've even recorded every L that I took, there were so many. Even the Armbreaker couldn't put the bastard down, so I had to gently rub his nose for this madness to end. And then everyone forgets that Knobhead ever existed, and we cut to a poorly made ending scene of the Fight Club movie with the falling buildings. If you were a person who had no idea that this was a movie-based game, you'd be so confused by this ending.
For some reason, the detonation fails. This is the fail-safe.
Like, I'm sorry, who the fuck are these people? Who is this guy with the gun? Is it Jack or Tyler? Then why doesn't he look anything like either of them? Who are these mercenary-looking assholes? So many questions that we'll never get an answer for, be it a good or a bad thing.
Sir, are you alright?
It looks worse than it is. Really.
Let me go, you assholes! Let me the fuck go! You can't do this to me!
As for those of you who have seen the movie and remember the iconic scene, let me try to fix it up a bit for you.
You fucking lunatic!
Okay, stick to the game plan. Stick to the game plan.
With the feet on the earth and up on the ground. Giles, chicken, spinach.
Show us how to get back
You
to
have to
basics.
collapse,
How to weed out all the
and there's
bullshit.
nothing to open to ask
Pull down
yourself.
civilization.
Where's my mind?
We will become individuals again.
Where's my mind?
The rest of the world is gonna have to get
Where
ready.
is my mind?
I forgot to mention, you get Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit upon completing the story. So if you, for whatever reason, ever wanted to beat the shit out of Fred Durst, here's your chance. There are good movie tie-in games, there are bad ones, and then there is Fight Club. The sole fact that this game exists honestly baffles me. I can understand the video game tie-in released at around the same time as the movie is shown in the theaters. It makes perfect sense, an additional way to attract the audience to the cinema and get them on board with the franchise outside of full motion pictures. Toys and other merchandise play the same role and are frequently used to promote movies, TV series, and most commonly cartoons. So why, in the name of shit, did they release a game 5 years after the movie in question was shown in the cinemas? What, did someone actually think that Fight Club is an IP that can be seamlessly transferred into a game? Well, they sure did, and I don't have any cohesive words to describe my feelings. I mean, hey, at least the music is pretty dope. And I don't remember the last time I laughed so hard from all the dumb shit that happens in this game. If anything, this game got me to finally watch the original movie. In case you're wondering, no, it has almost nothing to do with the movie. Like, at all. And not to say that the movie is actually any good. Man, that's about it for this video. Something quite different to what I'm used to, but I've had a lot of fun while making it. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching and take care.